Hey, it's Anna, back to do some more numerology that I love. I think I'm actually going to stick with numerology and leave the tarot cards to a lot of wonderful people who are already doing that. So, happy present moment to you, and a very happy birthday today to Miss Jenna Marbles, the OG YouTube queen, at least in my world. This is not her full name, but I did want to get a number for this persona. Her birthday is today. She was born in 1986, which makes her a 33-year-old lady. I forgot to mention last week because 33 came up twice in Beyonce's numerology. It was her first and middle name. And 33 is considered a master number also in modern day numerology. When I learned that there were only 11 and 22 as far as master numbers, so I usually don't think of it, but it would make sense because if you add 11 and 22 together, you get 33. So it's sometimes called the master teacher, and I would take it to mean an enhanced version of 3 as well, and 6, because 6 is what it would be if you added it together. So being happy and social in a meaningful way, a way that maybe will change people's lives, and a higher vibration of 6, which is that loving and responsibility vibration. So congratulations, Jenna, on this beautiful age, 33. And today, I'm going to mention one more thing before we start getting into it. If you didn't know, your birthday today is a palindrome, the same backwards and forwards, and so is your age. I mean, 33 is not that big of a deal to be the same backwards and forwards, but pretty cool. It's supposed to be a lucky time. So I hope you're having lucky times, Jenna, and even through kind of some crazy full moon energy that we had at the end of last week. So this is not her full name, or her real last name, but I just want to get an idea of what might be the guiding force behind this persona. So we have 8 and 7, which is 15, which is 6. So Jenna Marbles comes from a place of love, and I think if you've watched her videos, she is a very positive person. And she said, I just got into her and Julian's podcast this summer and watched a whole bunch of them. And I think she said on one of them that the reason she originally started this is because one of her favorite things to do was just be on YouTube and having things make her laugh. So she wanted to be a part of that. She wanted to be a part of things that just brighten up people's day and make them laugh and bring joy. So she comes from a place of love, but she's also very responsible, and she holds herself very responsible for that love. So I wouldn't think that people would be too hard on her about anything or be too critical of her about anything, but if they are, maybe they should keep that in mind. She does hold herself very responsible for everything that she's doing. So even though this isn't her name, but as the persona Jenna Marbles, that would still be true. So, and since I have her birthday right here, maybe I'll do that before we get into her full name. So, and I did explain, if you don't know what I'm doing here, I did explain how this works in my first video, but we're adding them all together, and 3 is her life path. So that would be, and we've already kind of talked about 3 today. These are very positive numbers. So her life path of 3 would mean that her life's purpose and kind of the goal of her life centers around joy and happiness. And it also involves a lot of making connections with people and being very social. And so most likely, even though we know her already, most likely she would have a life path that was centered around being with people a lot and just being joyful and positive and focusing on the simple things in life, simple pleasures that just make life really enjoyable. So we'll get into more of the birthday stuff as we move further down, but let's take a look at her actual name, which is Jenna Nicole Maury. So Jenna's still the same, obviously. We already did that one. And then let's look at these others. So we have a cat trying to distract us. 19, 22, 25, 31, so 4. 19, 22, 27, 34. Ooh! Yeah, girl, 19. My favorite number. One of. It's so hard to pick a favorite, but that is the number that I have here in this Follow Yourself 19 YouTube channel. 19 is a number, I'm not going to stop there because we keep going, but 19 is a number of fate and destiny and karma, all that good stuff. So, but we do keep adding those together, and we get a 1 for her expression, which is not surprising. A 1 expression would be expressing herself as extremely independent, not really needing the help of other people, maybe even stubborn to that point, like not maybe even refusing to accept help from others, and just being very self-sufficient. Like, she expresses herself as she has it all taken care of. So, and I forgot to do her first name, that key of 8. This explains why, this partly at least, there's always more to the story too, but these numbers give kind of a good picture. So this explains why she's become so successful, because that's the number 8. It represents success. It represents security. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what my cats are doing. They're still a little crazed by that full moon. It was weird. Anyway, so 8 is a number of success and security, and it's a number of being very ambitious. And so with it and the first name represents how you view opportunities and what opportunities you're most likely to take. And so she's most likely to take opportunities that are allowing for her to be feel like she's being successful, and opportunities where she could have a lot of ambition, and opportunities where it's going to lead her to being successful and secure in whatever ways, in whatever that means to her. Okay, so then let's look at the vowels. I asked my cats before the video started. I was like, are you going to be good? Are you guys going to be calm? And they just looked at me, and I was like, all right, that looks pretty good. And now they're running all over the place, so I apologize for the noise. So 15, 21, 31, 40. Ooh! Hey girl, hey! We have the same soul urge. So, at least with my given name, which is not Anna, but a soul urge of 4 means that what you really want out of life is to feel like you have worked hard so that you can fully relax. You want to feel like you have worked hard and you have met challenges, because 4 is a number of foundation and challenges and hard work, hard times. And for it to be what you want out of life, you just kind of want the feeling of accomplishment that comes with that. So you want to overcome a lot of challenges. You want to be able to show that you're strong and you can build your own foundations. It goes really nicely with this number 1. But overall, these so far do make you very stubborn I'm glad that we have this 3 life path up there, lightening it up a little bit, because 3 is a little more free-flowing, where these are very structured and stable. And not that 3 is not stable, but these are very sort of rigid in terms of numbers. So let's find out what her quiet self is then from the consonants. And again, Y is counting as a consonant because it has that E, which counts as the vowel right next to it. Okay, so 16, 19, 22, 26, 35, 42. 6, quiet self. And then I mentioned before, it's a good idea to check, so make sure that these 2 add up to be that one, just to make sure you didn't make any adding errors. 4 plus 6 would be 10, which is 1, so we're good. So a 6 quiet self matches up to the 6 that we got for her Jenna Marble's name, persona. So a 6 normally as a quiet self, and it's funny because 6 is what you're thinking about when you're alone, so it's like she just dreamed up this persona, Jenna Marbles. Normally you'd be thinking about, when you're alone, you'd be focused on, is your love life and relationships unfolding in a meaningful way for you? Are you taking care of people that you care about? Are you being responsible enough about your own life? Like, are you taking care of yourself responsibly? Are you taking care of the people you love responsibly? Are you being, a good person in terms of relationships and family? And I know that Jenna loves her dogs and considers them family, so she could also be thinking about, am I being a good pet parent? Am I taking care of them well? Are things going well with my sort of mothering duties? So I think that she's thinking about all of that when she's alone, and this Jenna Marbles just sort of came out of her dreams, because that's what your quiet self represents too. Is it would indicate what your dreams are, what you're thinking about most in life. So that's very beautiful. Cool. And I think still overall, these are all very stable numbers. There's not a lot of free flowing in there, but her life path is a little more carefree. So she has this very structured personality though. And I think that's a little surprising to me, considering her persona sometimes in the videos. But I think that makes sense, hopefully, for her. I don't know if she'll ever see this, but Jenna, you could let me know if that makes sense. All right, so let's come back to our birthday numbers here. So we have 3 as the life path. Forgot to write that there for you, life path. And then these numbers give us pinnacles and sub-challenges. And, actually, Jenna, you are on the cusp of you are just now entering your second phase of pinnacles and sub-challenges. So let's see what the first ones were. First pinnacle and sub-challenge are going to come from the first 2 numbers here, so 9 and 6. If we add them together, that would be 15, which would be 6. Another 6. Woo! Lining up so well. And sub-challenge if you subtract them, so 3. Interesting. And this always goes from birth to 36 minus your life path. 36 minus your life path is 33, which is where you are right now. So depending on how you look at it, you might still be here through this year of 33, because technically the next one won't start until you're 34, but you might start feeling a shift in some of the themes in your life. So here, I'm going to talk about those in a second. Let's see what the second second ones are. Looking at the second two. So now we're looking at these, 6 and 6. If you add them together, that's 12, which is 3. This happened on Beyonce's Numerology too. What was her challenge became her victory. That's pretty cool. And then if you subtract them, we get the sub-challenge. We've hit our first 0. You might have noticed 0 doesn't really play a part in numerology. It kind of always goes away, like with this 10 became a 1. The only time it shows up as an answer for something is in a sub-challenge when you have things that are being subtracted. It is possible, if both of them are the same, that they subtract to be 0. So I'll talk about that in a moment. So her first phase of life, and the first phase is really long. The pinnacles, the best experiences are coming from this 6 energy, which is, like I said, when you're making very loving connections with people, when you have people that feel like family, spending time with them is going to be where your best experiences are coming from. When you feel like you're being responsible in some way for the people that you love, when you're taking care of your animals, if that happens to be your family, which I understand that. My animals are definitely my family. Those are going to be your best experiences, that very loving family type vibration. With a challenge of 3, and you have the 3 right here, that I believe this was in Beyonce's too. Her challenge was her life path. So maybe that happens. I wonder, it'll be interesting to see as we keep doing these. I wonder if maybe that happens to a lot of celebrities, even though their path might look pretty clear and simple. Maybe they do actually struggle for a while making sure that it's what they want to do with their lives. So normally 3 as a sub-challenge would be like, it's a struggle to be fully happy. It's a struggle to be fully social in the ways that you might want. It's a struggle to feel like settling down is a possibility for you. I think your 6 cancels out that last part that I said, because 6 is a very, let's settle down, let's have a family, let's be loving and responsible kind of number. So, but it could have been challenging during this time to feel fully happy, or sometimes I've heard if you have a lot of success in a way, maybe you're making a lot of money, sometimes it doesn't always feel like you're actually fulfilled. It doesn't always feel like that is making you happy. So maybe that is something that she struggled with. With the 3 matching up here, like I said, it could also be possible that she was struggling with, is this what I want to do with my life? And figuring out if that was actually going to work for her long term. But now, and so technically not yet, but you're very close to feeling this shift. So I hope that you are feeling it. That challenge of happiness, or of, I'm not sure if this is what I want to do with my life, if any of that has been felt, it should be shifting to a place where now that is where your best experiences in life are going to be coming from. They're going to be coming from pure, just simple joy, simple pleasures, enjoying the moment, and they're going to be coming from doing what you want to do with your life. So anything that is lining up with your life path, your life's purpose, that is where your best experiences are going to be coming from. So, and actually, with a sub-challenge of 0, the literature that I learned numerology from always said, with a sub-challenge of 0, as long as you are following your instincts and, trusting yourself and paying attention to what shows up in your path, there are no challenges for you. There are no numbers against you. So, of course, that's not to say there won't be some challenges in life. You can't just say a blanket statement like from 34 to 43, you're going to have no challenges whatsoever. But there are no numbers against you, which is a very positive thing. There's no number that is going to be showing up all the time and being like, you need to deal with this, you need to deal with this, a repetitive cycle. There's nothing like that. So that leaves you kind of free to just enjoy. I think this is going to be a very positive time the next decade for Miss Jenna. So that is beautiful. And like I said, none of this, like I said in the Beyonce video, none of this necessarily, predicts anything about the future. It's just interesting to look at. So I usually stop at how old they are, but since she's right there, I wanted to do this second one too. So yeah, that looks like it's going to be great. So I'm not going to do more. We could do 2 more. We are going to do a gentleman next week. His birthday is next Saturday, and he's a little bit older. So I think we'll get to see more of these on him. But Jenna, if you ever see this, that's your numerology, the way that I do it. And I hope you're having a nice, relaxing birthday beach. And for the rest of you, if you ever want me to do this for you, just let me know. There's information down below on how you can find me, and we can set that up. And we'll stop the video because my cats are being crazy, but we're also done. So thank you, and keep following yourself and following your intuition. Much love.